Hi everyone, this is Amy and welcome to the Eclipse video. I don't know about you, but I've watched quite a few videos recently and I have been really surprised with how different the energy is surrounding what astrologers and also different psychics have been portraying across in terms of the energy. I've read good into it and I've read bad into it. And this is my take on it. I think there's a bit of both. I think there's time to grow and there's a time to learn, but there's a time to have brand new experiences and things that can be really exciting. And so I wanted to pull cards for both. And there's going to be two cards, one for the full and obviously one from the new and one for the full moon as well. So without further ado, let's have a look and see what's coming up for you. Okay, so I've gone back to using the energy oracle because I was getting really I don't know if you guys read cards at home, but you might get a little bit sick of using the same cards, and after a while you just fancy a bit of a change, spice things up a bit. So I'm using the energy oracle, and this is firstly for Aries. Now you have got the woman holding the heart first and foremost, and this is for the new moon. And if you're a woman, you may be having your heart on your sleeve a little bit, and it's time to kind of, especially with Cancer, you might find yourself a little bit more emotionally based than usual. So you might have to withdraw a little bit, especially if you're not ready for romance. You might find that you've got loads of different potential partners knocking. You all know how it is when you get those unwanted Facebook requests and stuff like that. You might find yourself like, go away, but people are feeling that energy off you, and therefore you're going to be feeling more attractive, but you'll feel more attracted to as well. If you're in a relationship, this is a nice time for you to really, show your partner how much he or she is worth to you, and also it's just a really nice time to be as you are and be accepted for who you are too. The full moon is giving you the daughter romance, so actually it's a big double whammy for July. Really, it's just lots of romance. You're unlocking the door to your heart. You're actually adventuring your feelings. You're actually looking and exploring those feelings. That's the word. Just be careful about wearing your heart on your sleeve, especially if you're not protecting yourself against lower energies, because you can guarantee someone's going to try it. So the most thing I always remember is to get you some protection around your aura. You can imagine a brick wall or a house of mirrors, and you're protected in that little space, in that bubble. So for this time, just be careful. Love is kind of coming your way. If you're in a relationship, it's all coupled up in beautiful energy. If you're single, this is a potential for love, but just be careful because you are literally wearing your heart on your sleeve right now. So therefore you could be advancing in lower forces. So just be aware and have a wonderful July. Okay, Taurus. You have the storm warning, so be careful. This is intense for you this month. Like I said at the beginning, there's good and bad in these readings at the minute. Now, for yourself, Taurus, this is a state of completion, but it's not going to end well. So whether this be a breakup, the end of a job, I'm not saying that it's going to happen. Of course I'm not. But what I'm saying is be careful of how you treat others right now, because they can come tenfold on you. What you put out is what you're going to get in return. So if you're putting out good vibes, good intentions, good energy around this new moon, you're going to get that good intention back. But if you're just being an absolute such and such, and you're going around thinking the world owes you something, eventually that's going to come back on you. It's called karmic repayment. I said this on my channel the other day. There is a time at the moment of karmic debt being repaid, but also karmic repayment. So you're putting that good intention out there to the world. It is, if it's not coming back on you, it will. But if you're being an absolute ass and you're walking around like I'm high and mighty, eventually you're going to be humbled by something and it's going to come back on you. So just be careful. For the full moon, it's time for you to take action. So this is about the intuition versus the ego. So this is a great time to work on not being, like I said, but high and mighty. The ego is going to think that it's high and mighty and that you are a privileged person and you are above everyone. But your intuition's going, no, you're not. You're no different to anyone else. So there's time for you to take action as well. If this storm warning is telling you to do something by this full moon, you're going to have this complete different change and you're going to actually be sorting your life out. And I said that on a live I did last night. I was like, there's a place at the moment with certain signs need to sort their life out, and that's essentially what it is. So anything that's troubling you or making you not feel great, this is a great time. now to sort your life out. So don't worry, it's fine, but just be aware they're warning you. It can come tenfold if you don't listen to what your intuition's telling you and you follow the advice of the ego. So good luck, my lovelies. Gemini, this is for you. Well, for the new moon, you have the goddess in the moon. So you really are going to really get great results from the moon, especially if you are wanting to manifest love and abundance. This is a really fabulous time. You are using the moon's energy to be that goddess or god that you are. The best part I love about this card is that it really does help you manifest the moon's energy. And what I will say to you is be careful around this time, well, even with the new moon especially. Be careful of how you're putting yourself out there, because with Geminis, you shine. You just have, I know so many Geminis that they just have this glimmer. I'll give you an example. Peace Dealer really does have this, and we work together, and you know what? He's got this beautiful shine about, and that's what I love about Geminis. You have this shine, but people will be jealous, and they will be jealous to the point that they'll make you feel like this. So as you're shining your light and, you know, doing your thing, someone might not like that, and they might say, oh, do you know what, they're doing my head in, and have something to say about it. So what you do, you keep on shining and you don't care. So around this time, you're really going to harness and manifest that beautiful energy from the moon in Cancer. So this beautiful eclipse is going to bring you so much joy and so much happiness, but there will be snakes in the grass, so just be careful. The full moon, you're all tied up. So you might feel that you're all tied up, you know, you might be, there's lack of balance. So this is a time for you to free yourself of those constraints. So if you're starting to feel a little bit like I'm doing too much, and you feel that you are literally constrained, like you're in ties, then you've got to look as to why. And this moon's going to help you. You know, the Aquarian energy anyway is quite outgoing, quite lifted, but they do think very, very quickly. They think ahead of the game. So this is where you can start to see how things are going to progress and unfold. But at the end of the day, you have got to look at why you feel so constricted. But overall for you, Gemini, looking really, really positive. So you're going to have a really great July, and I hope that you have a wonderful one. So have fun. Okay, this is for Cancer. So around this time with you, obviously the new moon's in your sign, which is lovely. You have the garden in the gate. And what does that mean for you? So you see this lady here. She's kind of got this massive basket of flowers. She has this big basket of flowers, and she wants to go into the field, probably run around, maybe kick a football, you never know. And she can't because she's stuck behind the gate. But the gate isn't even locked. All she's got to do is push it, but she thinks it's locked, and she thinks she's not capable of doing these things. Now, my advice to you, Cancer, is this: you are going to go through a massive change, and this change could be moving house, a new job, sorting out your finances, breakup, meeting somebody new. But you're scared, absolutely petrified. And even on this card, you've got butterfly that's saying, come on, let's go and play footy. You know, it's the World Cup and that. But she's like, I don't know. Sometimes you've got to take a risk, and sometimes you've just got to do it, because it might just be the key to happiness for you. So push that gate and take a risk. That's the advice to be given to you around the new moon. Take risks. Even if you do something so trivial. I did this for a while. I still have them on my computer. I'm working on my eye contact. And what I did is I recorded 2 minutes every single day of me talking directly to the camera, not looking away like I'm doing now. Okay. And I still find it difficult, but we're getting there. So if you do something like that every single day, something that scares you, something that makes you want to take a risk, it's going to go in your favour, and then you'll just push that gate and walk freely and go play football. The full moon is having patience. So having patience at this time, surrounding in Aquarius anyway. But this is about just, I know your heart chakra is telling you to go for something, and it is, and it's exciting, and so you're pushing that gate open and making those risks. And if things aren't manifesting as quickly as you would like them to be, they're telling you to have patience. And try not to worry too much about how quick something is going to go. The universe has divine timing. It is going to go in your favour. However, we got to go at the universe's pace, not at your pace, okay? So just be careful with how impatient you might be getting, because you're actually stalling it a little bit more. And I hope that you have a wonderful time. Okay, this is for Leo, and your new moon card is the Thinking Man, and the Thinking Man provides lessons. Whether you're male or female, this could be someone very influential to you that is helping you manifest and achieve the goals that you have. It could be your boss that's got a massive impact on you right now. But the Thinking Man is about you reevaluating and looking towards if you're happy or not, in a nutshell. And I get this card came out for you because around this time there are shifting, obviously with the eclipse anyway, there's shifting energies and patterns, and you're kind of reevaluating stuff right now. So the Thinking Man is more, if you are a male, this is about you evaluating. If you're female, this is about also you evaluating, like if you had the Thinking Woman. But this is also influential people that you can kind of look at and say, do you know what, I'd like to be like that. And or maybe they're going to give you an opportunity to grow. This could be a career improvement. You see he's holding the crystals, which is an indication of abundance. Now, I'd like to see you guys carrying clear quartz with you around this time as well. There has like a clear quartz theme going on in this crystal. This is good for grounding and also centering yourself as well. The full moon, you have, the broken heart. The broken heart card isn't necessarily you're going to get heartbroken, but this is actually reliving past hurts. This is karmic ties. This is things that you haven't dealt with. When we have hurt and pain, what is the first thing we do? We shove it under the rug. We don't want to deal with it. Nobody wants to deal with grief, sorrow, heartbreak, hatred. Nobody wants to deal with it, but we have to deal with it. It's like when we lose somebody that we love, it's the 7 stages of grief. So you might start thinking about the past and reliving these past experiences. My advice to you is deal with them. It's about time you did. And so if you had a breakup 10 years ago and you're still not quite over it and it's affecting your current relationship, it's that karmic energy coming straight into your new relationships, etc. You got to deal with it. Because when you get to that completion stage, because look, it's number 9, you're not quite at that completion. It's just that final little point, that final step, and then you're going to be you'll be fine. You'll have healed from it. So although this, it could mean potentially a breakup, but it is about getting rid of the experiences that you've been sweeping under the rug. And have a wonderful time. So this is for Virgo. Virgo, your new moon card is rest and rejuvenation. So it is a time to go in, I'm afraid. I know you guys work your butts off and you guys do so well. I've never ever worked with such wonderful Virgo people. Honestly, you guys you blow me away with the way that you think and the way that your logic is. It's fantastic. But you need to be a bit more water sign, a bit more emotional sign. And what do we do? I mean, I'm a Pisces. What do we do when we feel stressed out? We're burnt out, we go inwards and we meditate and I highly recommend things like hypnotherapy and stuff like that, just to really go in. And as you're going inwards, you can rejuvenate and rethink things and say, right, okay, this is what I want to be achieving next. But you see, I'm going to give you the same advice as I think I gave it to Aries. Beware of snakes in the grass. There are people that are out there to poison your energy at the moment and make you not want to go within and want you to fight back. My advice to you is this, and it's simple as it is. Go within, stay away from the grass. So I would say stay away from the grass. Because there's lots of jealousy running in the air. Okay, so just be careful and just rejuvenate yourself and just think about yourself for a change, Virgo. Don't be aware and thinking about what everybody else is doing. This is about you now and what your methods of madness is going to be. What's your next move? What's your next gameplay in the game? A big game of chess, It's time for you to rest. And your your full moon card is the Healer of the Ages card. So this is also about going. So basically, in a nutshell, July's about really going within and protecting yourself. It's a time for you to heal. Like I said to Leo, this is a time of stop sweeping the past under the rug. Deal with it, you know, deal with those emotions, deal with those feelings. And, you know, if you've had those really bad expectations in the past and you felt really down and feeling like you're not good enough, etc., etc., this is now a time to work on those things. Stop working so much. Just take that time. And there'll be some Virgos, I've seen it before, they'll go, oh, she just assumes everybody works. Well, we all do. Pretty much, we all have a job, we all have a purpose in life, and therefore it's time for reevaluation, rejuvenation, going inwards and healing yourself. And you can do that with the help of the universe. So have a wonderful time, Virgo. And remember, breathe. That's my thing for you. Breathe it out. There you go. My Libras, this is quite a good two cards for you. Your new moon card is the thinking woman. So another sign got the thinking man. Now, as explained, it's a good time if you're a lady to think about your options. What's your next game move? What's in the, like I said to Virgo, in the big game of chess that is called life. What is your next motive? It's a time for you to go within and trying to start thinking things through. Especially, I know a couple of you on the Virgo Libra cusp, like bang on the cusp, but you know how you have to listen to both. So it is a time for thinking. But if you are a male, you may be influenced by a thinking woman. This could be your significant other, your boss, or just someone in general that has a very good influence, even your mother. They are picking up things about you that is not good, and it's a time for they may just say it how it is. Just say, you know what, I don't like you doing that. You know, maybe you should think about changing this. Or they might just say it a little bit more blunt. This, or more or less for all of you though, you Libras, is actually really just slowing it down a bit. You know, you're always kind of 2 steps ahead and thinking things through. Not all the time, but this is now during this new moon period, it's time for you to actually just slow things down and think things through. I also get the intuitive message of lack of sleep. So you may feel a little bit more revved up and ready. Maybe limit the caffeine a bit and just maybe even get an hour's earlier sleep every night, if only, just to refresh yourself. And because you might feel a little bit more tired around this time, because obviously it's in a water sign, it can be quite draining. And the full moon card you got is strategy. I can never say that word, sorry. Write things down. Really do write things down at this moment. People ask me all the time, maybe how do you manifest stuff? It's easy. I have my little black book, and everything in here is personal to me, but this is video ideas, this has astrology stuff, this is everything in this little book, and I challenge you to do the same. Write things down, even if it's just for a week during this period. See how different you feel and you're offloading it. It's like when we were kids and we had those big pink fluffy diaries or little journals that we used to write our problems in, and little did we know at the time that's actually relieving energy. You know, it's actually putting it down, it's such a manifestation. So I challenge you to plan a strategy and have a really great month. Yeah, in July, have a great time. Scorpio, this is for you. So the new moon is going to bring you, my darlings, a great big dose of victory. You're taking back that crown. I loved this. When I pulled this card out, I instantly got a song in my head by Panic at the Disco, and it's called Emperor's New Clothes, and the line in the song is I'm taking back the crown, and see what's mine, I take it. So that's essentially you at the moment. There's no stopping you, Scorpio, right now. Trust me, you are taking back that crown. So if someone took your crown from you, they took that power, that it could be power, it could be your partner, you know, he could be kind of like, or she could be looking elsewhere, and you're just like, hang on, you're getting this great big dose of confidence, and this confidence is going to come out of nowhere, and you're going to feel it, and you're going to embrace it and go, bring it. You know, there's this really, I mean, even if you're a rising Scorpio rising, or even in your moon sign, you have got what it takes. And during this period, especially the eclipse, is this massive dose of self-esteem as well. So if you have self-esteem issues, you feel a bit down, you don't feel sexy, you don't feel passionate, you don't feel you know, yourself. Oh, you're going to feel it, trust me. You're going to feel more than passionate and confident and sexy. You're just going to feel like, this is me, bring it. So this I can't wait to see how this pans out for you guys. So there's a great big dose of victory. You have the wreath around your neck, the crown on your head, and you could have a big stick and you're walking around like woohoo. Have a great new moon. You're gonna really, really thrive on that. But the full moon is blossoming abundance. So money, woohoo! No, not necessarily just money, but this is you're sorting things. You've once and for all. You've got that confidence to go out and sort things. So if you are not happy in a relationship, you are going to have the confidence to make those changes. If you're going to, I don't know, you want to move house. Move house. There is so much karmic stuff going on at the moment. Everything is falling to place as it should be. Now, you're going to feel right by this, and you'll know, you'll get these feelings, you'll get those inspirations, that inspo to go and do what you need to do. So victory and blossoming abundance for you, Scorpio. I'm really, really happy for you, and I hope that you have a fantastic July. So Sagittarius, to be fair, I should have just had yours, Leos and Aries exactly the same, because it's very, very similar. The energy is very similar. You have got for the new moon, the woman holding the heart. So again, if you're a woman, you're wearing your heart on your sleeve. If you're a man, you might still be wearing your heart on your sleeve, but you're a man. No, just kidding. It's a case of you might be very influenced by somebody that is showing you love. And if you're in a relationship already, your partner might be more attentive to you, might make you feel a little more special. But you yourself may, I'm not saying it's going to happen. If you've got your heart on your sleeve, you might be more vulnerable to being hurt. Now, if you are courting somebody, and I hope people out there still do, because I think it's beautiful. If you are courting somebody at the moment and they're just not playing the game and they're just backing off, means probably they're not interested, and that could hurt you potentially. Now, I will give you advice, and I've learned this doing relationship counseling. When you are in a relationship, or you're courting somebody, or you're wanting to be with somebody in general, and your heart's on your sleeve and you're like, this is my heart, take it, what can happen is potentially things can change. The person might think, oh, actually I've changed my mind. Now, if this happens, you protect yourself. And in any situation where you're going to start talking to a brand new person, or even with your partner, and it's not going to be reciprocated, you put those walls up and you can protect yourself. Because I tell you something, a lot of people get a lot of hurt. They get a lot of hurt and they can find themselves quite heartbroken. So my advice to you during this period of this new moon energy, this woman holding the heart, the lovers on your sleeve, withdraw, because the full moon is giving you deceit. So this deception could well be from this loving situation. However, I'm going to tell you, stay out of the grass. There are snakes about. Now, this is people that are jealous of you. You can tell I don't script this, right? You just go for it. People that don't appreciate you, but also people that I say very jealous. You're going to have people that are jealous. You're going to have haters. Everybody does. Everybody in this world has a hater, an enemy of some description. And it's your choice to let them bother you, or you keep that chin up and you put your shoulders back and you go, got this. Like I said to Scorpio, put the crown on your head and be a queen or a king and just keep walking. But you do it with tact, and you do it by using your intuition and not your big-headed ego. And have a wonderful, wonderful time. Okay, Capricorn, this is going to be quite intense for you, but overall we're good, and I hope that you see why these cards came out for you. The first one you have is contract, so big deals may be signed, but be careful going in there blind, because we do it. I think every single person I know, including myself, has done it. I'll give you an example. I took out an iPhone contract years ago. I really wanted a contract and it stung me. It ended up being £75 a month, and yet everyone else's contracts are like £30 because I did it during a really intense period in astrology. Be careful what you sign, because at the end of the day, you may be stung. Also, be careful of not having enough balance. So if your self-esteem is on the floor and you're out there dating and you're becoming across as desperate, because there are people that do that, where we have real low self-esteem and we look for love to feel complete. No, it starts with you, and you have to work on that self-esteem first, because I tell you something, it's terrible, isn't it, when, because you'll just continue to go through bad relationships and bad spells because you're going through things blindly, because you're not looking after you first. Self-love is really important for you during this time, Capricorn, and I would like to see you working a little bit more on yourself, as opposed to wanting to get appreciation and validation from everybody else. And like I said, be careful about signing contracts at this time too. You don't want to go in something blindly and then get stung like I did. But the full moon is anxiety. Now, doesn't mean you're going to be an anxious mess, although you could be. But again, this kind of coincides with this. During these eclipse periods, they're extremely intense energy. You know, a lot of astrologers and psychics have said how dramatically bad it is and all of this. I see it as a method for growing. I always see the positive in a bad situation. So if you do find yourself getting anxious, I don't say treat the symptoms. Oh, you're anxious, pop some pills. You got to find out why you're anxious. That's what I learned when I did holistic medicine. You have to learn why you are having those symptoms, because it's something from your past that's coming back in. Is it you've been sweeping stuff under the rug and it's coming back out again to play and saying, hey, you didn't deal with me 6 years ago. You know, we got to look as to why you're feeling anxious. So if you do feel it, I'm not saying you will, if you do, you got to figure out why. So overall, balance is so important during these eclipse periods, and try not to worry. Try not to get anxious. Have a wonderful time, my darlings. Take care. Okie dokie, Aquarius. So this is your first card for the new moon, which is the first chakra with Archangel Michael. So you are being protected, and I think you need it at the moment. Now, nice big dose of emotional signs, and all it's coming from is the root chakra. This is where all your emotional sides and things are all kept, and it's time for you to release that. A lot of the signs, I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them had basically where people over the years, they push stuff under the rug. And during this eclipse time, there's this big dose of energy that's coming in. Past hurts and situations that haven't served you, you've shoved under the rug or locked in a cupboard somewhere and say, I'll deal with it in a year, I'll deal with it in 10 years. The lid may be lifted, the veil may be lifted, and you will have to deal with those problems again. Now, I'd like you to use Archangel Michael, because he is the angel of protection, strength, and helping you cut cords to things that don't serve you anymore. And this is the simplest exercise that I do to get rid of things that I don't need. So before I go to bed every night, I do it every night because it's a protection thing, and I'm going to share. I stand next to my bed, feet on the floor, you know, grounding with the floor. And I say this, I ask for any energy that does not belong to me, and I ask for any past hurts that do not belong to me or do not serve me anymore to be released now. Thank you, Archangel Michael. Simple as that, done. Because as you're doing that, you're actually reinforcing your strength, not just from Archangel Michael, but from you as well. You have got inner strength, and people say, no, I don't have strength. Yes, you do. Everybody does. And it's about time you used it. If you imagine, you know, like Leo the lion, you've got that strength, you can use that, but you've got to roar, Aquarius, you've got to. But you harbour hurts. Aquarians are, I know a few personally, and they harbour hurts because they know they need to deal with it, but it's like, oh, I need to deal with it, but I don't want to deal with it. Now is the time to, because Archangel Michael is going to help you achieve that. For the full moon, you've got action, so you're taking action. If you see the black horse there as the signified version of the ego, and the white horse, which is the spiritual side, the white light, is overtaken the ego. So this is your intuition taking full force. Okay, so as you've been working on that stuff at the beginning, towards the end, your intuition's now starting to overtake and say, yep, I've got it. And just expect this big dose of confidence to come through. And honestly, you'll see a massive difference in the way that you're feeling about yourself. So have a really, really great time, Aquarius. I know you can do it. And last, but certainly not least, is Team Pisces. Whoop, whoop. So this is for the new moon. And it always seems to be at the last stage of my video, I get congested, I've got allergies, I do apologise, I sound very nasally, I'm sorry. Is what it is. So you have got the Garden of the Gate for the new moon. And the Garden of the Gate is, so this lady here, she stood there with a key around her neck. The gate isn't even locked, just saying. And she's got this beautiful basket of flowers, and she's just deep in thought. She's watching the butterflies that have just metamorphosized, they've just flown away, they've got this rebirth, this transformation period. oops, she has got so much potential on the other side. We say the grass is greener on the other side, right? And it actually is on this situation. You've got this beautiful garden ahead of her, down this beautiful path, but she just won't go. And she won't go because she's scared of taking a risk. And that is exactly what Pisceans are going through right now. We're scared of change and we're scared of taking a risk. Now, this is what this energy from this moon is going to give you. It's going to give you an opportunity to make those changes. And if it doesn't happen and you refuse to make those changes, oh boy, it's going to come around tenfold. So take it. Don't be afraid to take a risk. And you don't just do something trivial, like I said on to one of the other signs that got this card. I'm doing eye contact things at the moment where I'm practicing my eye contact. I'm looking at the camera for a bit more period of time instead of the screen. And it's working for me. And just taking little risks like that, telling somebody that they look nice. I said to somebody in Sainsbury's earlier, I really like your bag. It's just something trivial like that. Make their day. But take a risk. If something is presented in front of you and you are petrified and you don't know whether to take it, even if it goes wrong, you tried. You know, it doesn't matter. As human beings are so at risk of, we just don't like failing or we don't like change. And sometimes we have to take those risks, okay? And the full moon's giving you appreciation for you. This is a time for you to work on yourself and also put the appreciation of others into force too. So if somebody makes you feel good, if somebody makes you feel loved, tell them. And we spend so much time hating on each other, trolling each other, making each other feel like this. And we don't spend enough time saying how fantastic they are as people, how fantastic you are as a person. You don't do that. They don't do that, because it's easier to hate someone than it is to love them. That's the day and age, unfortunately. But we can change that a little bit of a time if we all just put a little bit more positivity out there. And Pisces, you are the signs to do it. So I challenge you to go and do it. So have a wonderful, wonderful time and let me know how it gets on. So guys, I just want to thank you very much for watching. It's been a really, really great experience to do these videos for you. So if you don't guys have never seen me before, I post every Monday. I've been on Astrolada for nearly 2 years now, and I've loved every second of it. So I just wanted to say hi, and if you'd like to come and have a reading with me, it's over on astrolada.com. Click on the readers option, and somewhere on that page, God knows where I am, I'm on there somewhere, but you can come and have a reading with me. If you guys have got any questions for me, you can let me know on the website too. You can send me a message. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. Give it a big thumbs up and let me know in the comment section how you guys get on. So take care guys, love and light, angel blessings. Have a fabulous time with intense, beautiful energies, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.